Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to AMC Thursday Ticket. Very excited for our show this week. I am Hank. I'm joined by
Kaleigh. Hello, everyone.
Hello. We got a lot to talk about. We got new movies that came out. We got the world's biggest opening weekend of Avengers Endgame that just happened. Lots and lots to talk about. But we got to get to our question of the week this week to talk about the first movie we're going to talk about. Go for it, Kaleigh.
Yep. Long Shot with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. You guys might recognize Hank's awesome windbreakers from the movie Long Shot.
It's so comfortable, let me tell you.
Yeah, it ties right into our question of the
Yes.
week. And we want to know, what is your favorite Seth Rogen movie? There's lots to choose from out there. He's hilarious and he's been in so many movies.
Yes.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, put it in the comments. Let us know what your favorite is. Now, my favorite, it's kind of a little toss-up. I love this movie called Observe and Report that he did with Jodie Hill. That's really funny, but very, very dark. But I got to go to Superbad. Yeah. I think Superbad is one of the funniest movies ever made. You got Jonah Hill, got Michael Cera, Bill Hader, and of course, Seth Rogen. He wrote it with his partner, Evan Goldberg. I mean, it's just every ounce of that movie is funny. Christopher Mintz-Plasse as McLovin is iconic. I love Superbad. Just can't say enough about it. What is your favorite Seth Rogen movie?
Well, I really liked him last year in The Disaster Artist, but I think like my all-time favorites, it's a toss-up between 40-Year-Old Virgin and Pineapple Express.
Solid choices.
Yes, he's just hilarious in anything that he does, and he's such a diverse actor. I love him.
Yes, great stuff, great stuff. So we will be talking about Long Shot in a minute, but before we get to our weekend movie guide, we got to talk about something huge that is happening this weekend.
Yes.
So if you're a boxing fan, you already know that this Saturday is a huge match coming up. We have Canelo Alvarez versus Daniel Miracle Man Jacobs this Saturday night. It's going to be on tons of movie screens across the country at AMC theaters. And for this show today, we are going to be giving away some signed boxing gloves signed by both fighters. Both fighters signed these gloves. These are awesome, official Everlast boxing gloves signed by the fighters. We're going to be giving these away later in the show, so stay tuned. We're going to ask a question. We're going to give it away. It's going to be awesome. We'll talk more about the fight in a minute, but we got to get to what's coming out this week with our weekend movie guide. All right, so we talked about it a little bit. Long Shot opens this week, and I am a diehard rom-com fan, and I think it's about time we got one back to the big screen. So let me lay it down for you.
All right,
Kaleigh, I've actually already seen this movie.
You have? Don't tell me any spoilers. I don't want to know. I'm so excited for this one.
I'm such a big fan of Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron.
Yes.
I mean, she is in some of the best movies of the last 20 years.
Agreed.
She's amazing. From That Thing You Do all the way to Fury Road, she's great.
Yes.
But so this is about, she is the Secretary of State.
Okay.
And she wants to run for president. Now, she just happened to babysit young Seth Rogen in her youth. And he has grown up to be a very interesting, provocative, somewhat might say a foul-mouthed writer. But he is also a great speechwriter.
Hey.
So she hires him to be a speechwriter with her. And, you know, hilarity and romance ensues.
Nice. I like seeing Seth in this a little bit softer side. Maybe he's a hopeless romantic.
Absolutely. And that's one of the great things about this. And with a lot of Seth Rogen's movies, you're talking about your 40-Year-Old Virgins, You're Knocked Up. They are very, very funny.
Yes.
But they also have a lot of heart. And that's what this one has. This really, you buy into the characters, you buy into the relationship, you want to see what's going to happen, you want to see them get together because it has a lot of heart. There's great chemistry between the two of them, and we can actually show you a little bit about it right now. We sat down with Seth and Charlize to talk about how great this romantic comedy is and the pairing that they have together. Let's check it out.
Here we go. Roll sound and action.
I've been a huge Seth Rogen fan.
Great to hear.
Oh my God!
Really only wanted to make the movie with her, and it took us like 7 years to get successful enough to get Charlize Theron in our movie.
I'm usually in movies where a lot of people die.
Yeah.
So I said, I think this could be fun.
Good?
I don't feel anything.
You don't feel it?
I want more.
What if we made the kind of movie I grew up watching that is actually romantic and actually funny? Hey, do you have a second? What do you...
Why would you just barge in here while I'm sleeping?
You were sleeping?
Yes, I was micro-napping.
Oh, that's what you call that?
It felt like we could go and explore a real relationship.
Sparks fly.
Way to ruin the movie.
Or do they?
So I wonder, Hank, did your windbreaker look familiar?
Oh, this is pure style.
Who wears it better, Hank or Seth Rogen?
Oh, I don't put that in the comments. I do not want to have my feelings hurt that I do not wear it anywhere near as well as Seth Rogen.
They will be nice to Hank.
I don't
They
know
will be
about
nice
that.
to you.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a blog coming out on our AMC Scene blog tomorrow, and it talks about all the things that you need to have in a romantic comedy to make a good rom-com. So Hank,
I got 2 things.
all right, let me
There
know.
are 2 things you have to have, and this is bar none the most important 2 things you have to have.
Okay, let's hear
Ready?
it.
You have to have romance,
Uh-huh.
and you got to have comedy, Kaleigh.
Very literal, check and check.
Yes, you got to have those 2 things, or else it's not a romantic
Yeah.
comedy.
What do you guys think that they need to have a good romantic comedy? Let us know in the comments, but I think that there needs to be a good mix of both. Too much romance might get a little too mushy.
Too sappy.
Too much comedy might kind of take it away from the hopeless romantics
Yeah, you lose
inside
the
of
heart.
us.
Yeah, you lose the
Yeah,
relationship
so
side.
so the good balance of both of them, and I like the romantic comedies that are a little more realistic, you know, where you
Okay.
have the bad hair days, or because not everything goes perfect. So
No.
I like the ones that are a little more realistic. You know, the first date doesn't always go perfect,
Right.
or sometimes you trip, or I don't know, on a date you don't eat very proper. So I like the ones that are a little more
We're getting a
realistic.
peek into Kayleigh's life right here, and I think this is very interesting.
Hey, I like to keep it real. I like to keep it real.
It's great stuff. Well, speaking of keeping it real,
Uh-huh.
we're going to talk some real estate right now, Kaleigh.
Oh,
We're
I
going to
like
talk about
that.
The Intruder. Now, this movie stars Megan Good, Michael Eli, and my man, Dennis Quaid.
Yep.
Now, he's not really my man. I don't know him at all, but I'd like to meet you, Mr. Quaid. So, Kaleigh, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Are you a homeowner?
I sure am.
So as a homeowner, when you purchased your house, did you expect the former owner to kind of, hang around, be a
No.
part of your life?
No. And
No.
that's why I think that the characters in this movie need a better real estate agent,
Yes.
because they should have read the fine print. If this came with it, they need a restraining order.
Yeah.
Tell them a little bit about
Yeah,
the
so
synopsis.
this is a pretty creepy little story here. So Megan Good and Michael Eli buy this home from Dennis Quaid, and he seems somewhat attached to the
Yeah,
home
it's
still. He
strange.
can't seem to let it go. He's still cutting the grass. He still wants to be in there talking to him about how the house works, talking about decorating.
Yeah.
His wife may have died in the house. That may have something to do with it. But there's a young couple want to get on with their life, and
It's
Mr.
creepy.
Quaid is not really into that. And it gets pretty scary at
Yeah.
times. This is a thriller. This is a thrill-a-minute ride. And this is one of those movies you want to see with an audience.
Yes.
Seeing a scary movie with a group of other people is the best possible way to get the chills and the
yes.
thrills. Just like that.
Yes.
I mean, you're gonna
all
you're gonna-
together in the
lots of
theater
stuff like that.
simultaneously.
All the time. And we sat down with the filmmakers and the cast of this to talk about some of their favorite scenes and what's so cool about seeing a movie like this in a theater. Let's check it out.
You just bought the pack house, right?
Yeah, Charlie's quite a guy. Just don't look too close under the mask. His wife died in that house. Mrs. Charlie took Mr. Charlie's shotgun in her mouth.
It's an audience movie, and I felt like this is what we wanted to make, and now seeing people watch it and react, I mean, I'm seeing people like scream, like, ah!
The Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see people see that. I'm excited to see people, the scene where Annie comes home from the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm excited for people to see that. Yeah. Because that's when it's like, I mean, you're literally like, girl, oh God, oh. I mean, it is terrifying. It is terrifying. I watched it and I knew what was happening.
Right.
And yet I was like, get out.
I love it. I love it. Looks very scary. I
I'm
love
scared.
that. So,
I'm already scared.
So we've got a romantic comedy, and then we've got some thrills and chills.
Yep.
And now we're moving on to the Uglydolls, your family-friendly
Yes.
sing-along kind of movie that we got going on right now. So now, Kaleigh, when you were a girl, did you have dolls?
Yes, I love dolls.
Now, your dolls probably had, curly, beautiful hair.
Yes.
They probably had lovely dresses you could change out, right?
Yep, sure did.
We're not talking about those kind of dolls.
We are not.
We're talking about the Uglydolls. And what the Uglydolls are is, not everybody's perfect.
No.
Not every doll is going to be the greatest thing in the world. Some of them are going to have an eye patch.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to have a wonky head. Some of them are going to have a third eye.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. So this is what this movie is about. It's about the message of
Right.
embracing those imperfections.
Ugly dolls, beautiful message. I like it.
I like it.
Very
This should be on
realistic.
the poster.
Very realistic message to send to young kids today. You don't need to be perfect. Doesn't matter.
There's no such thing as perfection.
Be yourself. That's
Absolutely right. So if you're not familiar with what the Uglydolls look like, we actually had them. They created this cool little creation of what an ugly doll is, what an AMC theater's ugly doll would look like.
I love it. How cool is that? He's eating popcorn.
He's cute.
That's awesome.
Right. I mean, that's not an ugly doll. That's a cute doll.
Yes.
That is a cute doll. So this movie, it has an amazing cast. It's got a lot of music, but you don't have to take our word for it. We actually sat down with the cast of this to talk about embracing those imperfections and what the message of Uglydolls is all about. Let's check that out right now.
What happens to the dolls who aren't so perfect?
to Uglyville, friend.
Wonderful movie, so much fun. Can you tell me what about the film says that imperfections are actually beautiful?
We say imperfections, but really what is perfect? Like really what is that? Because it's all relative and it's subjective, that whole idea, because it's to each his own. Everybody likes something different. So, you know, it's called Uglydolls, and we're using ugly in a good sense. It's like find your ugly, find your weird, find your thing that stands out, that makes you different. And, you know, every clock needs all the little things in there to work, and the whole clock wouldn't work without you. The big message from it is that everyone really counts.
People are chasing this perfection that doesn't exist. When people figure out that perfection is imperfection, then you figured out perfect. It's not about followers, it's not about likes, it's about leaders, unique, being yourself, and owning your different.
That looks awesome. I am so excited for that one. It looks like it has a great soundtrack and a stacked cast.
Oh yeah, tell them about the cast.
Yeah,
Kaleigh.
we've got Kelly Clarkson, we've got Nick Jonas, big Joe Bro fan out there.
She is a huge Joe Bro.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Huge.
So we've also got Pitbull, Janelle Monáe. Looks awesome.
I mean, and you may not have known, but they've actually already released some of the singles from this. The first one's called "I'm Broken and I'm Beautiful."
Whoa.
This is Kelly Clarkson, full-throated, at her best, going after it. It's a great song, great soundtrack. Check out Uglydolls this weekend.
We'll leave the singing to Miss Kelly Clarkson. That was great.
No, I will be singing throughout the rest of the show, Kaleigh.
Oh,
you will not keep my spirit down.
His voice lessons are paying off. Very proud of you, Hank.
Yes, I will tell my coach that you said that. My coach, of course, is Mr. Doesn't Exist. But we got great stuff coming out this weekend. Rom-com, we got thrillers, we got a family-friendly film. It's great. But we got to talk about this past weekend and some Hollywood news. Let's check it out right now. Now, Kaleigh.
Yes.
Are you aware that Avengers Endgame opened?
I am, and I think that if anyone out there is not, they live under a rock.
Yes.
This was the biggest opening of all time,
Yes.
so
We are
everyone
talking
should be aware.
Huge numbers, $357 million for opening weekend in the U.S., $1.2 billion worldwide. Smashing every record that is possibly out there. It was just a phenomenal weekend at the theater, and I've seen the movie twice.
Okay.
And I can tell you, you got to see this thing multiple times. Not only it's a long movie, it's a great movie because they got so much they have to tie up.
Right.
So they take their time, they get the story right.
Well,
But when
3 hours
3
long,
hours,
so you need maybe 3 or 4 times to see
There you
it to
go.
make sure you
Exactly.
catch everything. It
You
seems
see
like
things
simple
tie
math.
up. Yeah,
Yes.
and what I also would suggest, check out Infinity War again, then go back and see Avengers Endgame. You'll see the puzzle pieces, you see it tied together even more. And what's really cool, if you go a second weekend, try to check it out in a premium format if you missed it the first time around. IMAX, Dolby Cinema, Real D 3D. It's really cool to see those in expanded formats. And it's really, really cool because it's such a tapestry that they build, and you got to see it on the big screen in a different way. It's really, really cool.
Awesome. So looking forward to a movie that comes out later on. A trailer dropped on our YouTube channel. It's called Crawl, and it made my skin crawl.
Yes, it's a little creepy. It's a great summer thriller. It kind of reminds me of The Shallows from a couple years ago with Blake Lively. It's directed by this guy named Alexander Aja, who's done some really cool horror movies. Did really reminiscent of this movie called Piranha from a few years ago. He did The Hills Have Eyes remake, and it's got Barry Pepper in it, and he's trapped in his house during a hurricane. And unfortunately, not only does his daughter come there to save him, a few alligators come by. They're a little hungry. They feel like it's feeding time.
They're snacking.
Who's on the menu?
Yeah.
Our
Him and his
heroes.
daughter.
Yes.
Mhm.
It looks great. Crawl coming out this summer. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah. So another trailer that dropped this week is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
We've got Jim Carrey. We've got James Marsden. It looks really, really good.
Now,
And I know
Kaleigh,
you're excited for this
I'm
one.
very excited. And let me give you a little tutorial on Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, let's hear it.
So back in the 90s, there was what we would call the console wars, where the Nintendo Entertainment System was kind of the home entertainment system of choice for video games. And Sega wanted to really break into that market and take over. Well, Nintendo, of course, had their flagship character, who is?
Yeah, Mario.
Mario, that's right, our favorite Italian plumber. Well, Sega needed their own character, and in comes Sonic the Hedgehog.
Here he comes.
The game comes out. It's a smash hit. It's super fun. It's really fast-paced. It's got a great villain in Dr. Robotnik. So it looks really great. It's just taken a long time for them to get to the big screen, but the technology looks amazing. And, it took a long time to get Jim Carrey back on the big screen as well.
And I love that this looks like classic 90s Jim Carrey, like he was in The Mask. Very quirky. He looks hilarious. And his mustache, awesome.
Do you think it's real?
I think so. I think he could rock a mustache.
He certainly
does a good
seems
job.
committed to the character.
Yes, he did.
It's really cool. Jim Carrey's back. Sonic the Hedgehog coming out in the fall. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so coming up, another tickets on sale.
Yes.
Aladdin. And it
Oh,
and
so excited.
I'm just gonna let you take it away.
I can show you the world.
Yeah.
Shining, shimmering splendor.
I know Hank needed to get that
Yes,
out of his
I have
system.
to.
So while he's
I
got
have
you
to.
guys all geared up for Aladdin,
Oh, man.
we have a fan event that you guys can go and see. You get to see it 1 hour early, and you get a digital download of the new soundtrack as well as a concession offer.
Yeah, so they recorded a lot of the same songs from the original. They also have some new songs. It's a brand new recording. You get your Will Smith on there. It's a new digital download of this amazing new soundtrack for the new Aladdin that's coming out. So cool. Tickets are on sale now. See it early at our fan event 1 hour early on May 23rd in Real D 3D. So awesome.
Yes, I'm really excited for that
Really
one.
excited. I'm very excited for this next one, Kaleigh. Like, I think you need to take the lead because I'm too excited to talk about
So
it.
we're continuing on this musical journey.
Yes, we are.
Rocket Man tickets are on sale.
Yes. Now, if you're not familiar with who the Rocket Man is, just come on. Come on. Elton John is the Rocket Man. Taron Egerton plays Elton John. Tickets are on sale now. This is a phenomenally cool story.
Yeah.
This guy changed music forever.
Yeah, so why don't you guys tell us some of your favorite Elton John songs and some
yeah.
of the songs that you hope that come out in Rocket Man?
Now, what's your favorite Elton John
I've
song?
got a few.
Okay.
We've got Tiny Dancer,
Hold me close, a tiny dancer.
Benny and the Jets,
Benny and the Jets.
and of course, Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, which is great.
It
Great
is
song.
good.
Now, my favorite Elton John song is actually called My Song.
Oh.
My gift is my song, and this one's for you. Great stuff.
Yes.
Love him. Love Elton John.
So-
Circle of Life, Candle in the Wind. Can't get enough Elton John.
Yes.
Tickets are on sale now for Rocket Man.
And you guys can just know that Hank will only be in one theater.
That's correct.
He might have to do a private showing so
I
that
will.
he can sing all these songs at the top of his lungs. I love your passion.
Yeah, I'm a phenomenally annoying person. So do not see this movie with me because I will just be off the charts singing. But there's great stuff coming out with tickets on sale, all this cool stuff. But we got some more movies to talk about this week and some great events. So let's go right now to our AMC Independent Spotlight. All right, so we talked about this earlier in the show, that we have the boxing match coming up. We got Canelo Alvarez versus Daniel Miracle Man Jacobs this weekend, Saturday night, across the country.
Yes.
So we've got these amazing boxing gloves to
We
give away.
do.
And we got a trivia question that we want you to answer in order to get these. Kaleigh, tell them what the question is.
Yeah, so we want to know how many combined knockouts,
Okay.
how many combined KOs do these two gentlemen have? So we are going
Add 'em up.
Yep, add them up, add both their knockouts. Drop it in the comments, and we are going to pick a winner at random. So stay tuned for that. You
Now-
could win these gloves.
Now, this is a big, big fight. It's going to be broadcast live from Las Vegas. You're trying to unite the championship belts. Who's going to win, Alvarez or Jacobs? This is going to be an awesome experience. Go to our website, find out where this fight is playing near you. You got to go check this out. I mean, I wish I could win these.
Yeah, we're going to see who takes home the title this weekend.
Well, it's
But
gonna
later
be awesome.
on in the show, we're going to see who takes home these gloves.
Yeah, you may not win the title, but you can win the gloves.
Hey, there you go.
You can win the gloves. Absolutely.
Awesome.
We got another cool thing happening this weekend on our spotlight. It's a movie called El Chicano. Now, this is a family story.
Yeah.
But family, not necessarily in the feel-good sense.
Yeah.
So this is a story of two brothers growing up in East LA, and they take two very different paths in their lives.
They do. One takes the road less traveled, kind of gets into some trouble, maybe doesn't go down the best path.
Yep.
And the other brother kind of takes the more law enforcement side of things. So it definitely creates some conflict between the two. You know, blood is thicker than water. However, what does he do?
He's got a job to do.
Yeah, he has a job to do, and he has to protect the community. He's protect and serve. So it's a
Yeah.
tough.
It's got a great cast. It's got Adolfo Alvarez in it. It's got George Lopez in
Yeah.
it. And I'm actually from outside of Los Angeles. And I love stories like this that really tell what's going on in that community, what's going on for the people that are growing up in a world like that. I love that stuff. Check out El Chicano this week on our AMC Independent Spotlight. It's not all we have this week. though.
That's not. We have lots of offers to talk about,
Yes.
including giving away those super cool gloves.
Yes.
So let's get to our exclusive offers. First up in our exclusive offers, we have a girls' night out event for The Hustle.
The Hustle.
I'm really excited for this one. It's Anne Hathaway and
Rebel Wilson. This looks very funny. It's kind of a remake of the movie Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah, so-
looks really funny.
So you guys can see it early next Wednesday, May 8th at 7 p.m.
You can see it a whole day early.
Yeah, there you go.
A whole day early. Girls. Now, Kaleigh, I do have a very serious question for you.
Uh-huh.
For these girls' night out events, Can I attend?
Yes, come on, come on.
Okay, good.
That's just what they're titled, but we accept everyone at AMC.
I appreciate that because I think this movie looks great. I love Anne Hathaway. I love Rebel Wilson.
Yes, they're hilarious.
Yes. So now another great offer we have. We talked earlier in the show about going to see Avengers Endgame. And if you saw Avengers Endgame last week at IMAX, you got this really cool, amazing poster for that film.
Yeah.
Well, you got to come back this week to see Avengers Endgame in IMAX again because we've got our companion poster.
Yeah, they go together.
They go together. So the first one had Iron Man and had Hulk. Well, this one has got Cap. It's got Thor. You got Hawkeye in there, Captain Marvel. You got to get both of them. You got to get the set. Check out Avengers Endgame in IMAX this weekend and get your next poster while supplies last. Really, really cool stuff. I mean, I can't say enough about Avengers Endgame. It's just about the coolest thing ever. The only thing that makes it cooler is getting a poster for it. Awesome stuff.
Well, because we love giving you guys free
We do
stuff,
love it.
I have something else to tell you about.
Go
So
for
for Detective Pikachu, which I know everyone is super excited for, we're going to do a gift with purchase, which just so happens to be a trading card.
Ooh.
So opening weekend, May 9th through May 12th, while supplies last, you can pick up these super awesome trading cards.
Now, if you're a Pokemon fan, which I know a lot of people out there are, you know when you're collecting your Pokemon cards, I mean, you're looking for that Mewtwo EX. You're looking for the Charizard GX. You're looking for those secret rare cards.
Right.
You know you got to go to these special events to get these cards that you can't get anywhere else. This is one of those places you got to go.
You might not be able to buy these at a Target or a Walmart. You got to come to an AMC.
You got to go opening weekend to see Detective Pikachu. It looks hilarious. Ryan Reynolds, Justice Smith. What more can you ask for? I tell you what more. Pokemon cards.
Yep.
And you'll get them opening weekend. Very cool stuff. Now, this next one, Kaleigh. I mean, I sometimes I just wish I were just a guest and didn't work here because I want to win some of these fabulous prizes that we have.
Yes, we have great prizes.
We have a contest right now for Rocketman. Now, I've already established I cannot wait for this movie. But if you're an AMC Stubs member and you buy tickets to Rocketman from May 2nd through June 2nd, the whole month, that whole period, you can have a chance to win a trip, a rock and roll dream trip to Las Vegas.
Wow.
Wow. All you got to do is be an AMC Stubs member and buy tickets to Rocketman for that whole long period up until the movie comes out. And then through the opening weekend, you have a chance to win a rock and roll dream trip.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
So you guys are going to have to win for Hank out there so that you can live he can live vicariously through you for this awesome rock and roll dream trip. All right, so the moment that you guys have all been waiting for, we are going to give away
we're going to give away
these
the boxing
awesome
gloves.
signed gloves to a lucky viewer.
All right, so here we go. Kaleigh, first we got to say, give them the numbers. Tell them what the answer is. Yes.
So Canelo had 34 knockouts and Jacobs had 29. So when we combine those, we get 63.
All right, here we go.
63 total combined knockouts. That's impressive.
Our winner for these two amazing boxing gloves is Alejandro Cruz. You are getting these amazing boxing gloves. We will get the details to you on how we're going to get these out to you. This is an amazing prize. I mean, I can't believe we're giving these away.
These are awesome.
We're just giving these away.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
That's awesome.
We will send us your information. We will get those to you.
Oh my, there's so much going on this week. We got new movies with rom-coms and thrillers and stuff for the whole family. Avengers Endgame, seeing it again this weekend. El Chicano, a boxing match. I mean, I might just live at the theater this week.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with that.
No, but that does it for us this week. We will be back next week talking about The Hustle and Detective Pikachu. Make sure you follow us on all our social channels, right?
At AMC Theaters on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
All right, so go get your tickets right now. Lots of great stuff. We will see you all next week.
Bye, guys.